Okay, hi everybody. I'm Patrick Finley. I'm the president of the Chicago chapter of the Pro Football Writers Association. Adam Hogue is the vice president, and I'm here to give this year's Jeff Dickerson Good Guy Award to Kevin Byard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm talking to are you standing up here? That's awesome.
The Good Guy Award we give every year to the player who helps us do our job the best. You're the 13th winner that we have had. For the last 4 years, it's been named after Jeff Dickerson, a friend of ours from ESPN who died of cancer 4 years ago this week. And those are his parents, George and Sandy, right there. Kevin Byard, George and Sandy. The way this works is I put out an email and ask everybody in this room to nominate anybody they want from this season who helped us do what we want, or do our job the best. Every single person who sent me an email had your name in there somewhere. Then I sent out a list of the finalists. It was you, one other player. Every single person in the room voted for you. I don't remember a unanimous choice before, and I think it's appropriate. One of the great things about Jeff was that, we've all got different priorities. We've all got different jobs to do. We all love Jeff. Jeff was the one thing we could all agree on. And Kevin Byard this year is the one thing that we can all agree on. So congratulations. You are going to get a $1,000 donation to the charity of your choice from the Vaughn McClure and Jeff Dickerson Foundation as well. So,
Yeah, thank you for everybody who voted for me. That's definitely an awesome award. Honestly, every single day I just try to be as authentic as I possibly can. I try to be a good human being, you know what I mean? And just try to be the same person every day. And honestly, I want to kind of highlight a couple things as well. Like I said, honestly, I didn't know I was getting the award. I didn't know the award was named after your son. Actually, just this past week, my wife and I has worked with, I'm not sure if you heard, but it's called the Raleigh Foundation. It funds cancer research for children, cancer. And just this past week, for the holidays, we hosted a Milk and Cookies holiday party for the children. We worked with them for the past 9 years, and it's just an awesome thing. So, yeah, I definitely know the impact of what cancer can do to people. And obviously that's one reason why we support that foundation, because we definitely want to continue to try to raise money and fund money for that, for a cure for cancer. And for that donation, that's probably where it's going to go for sure. But also, even this past week, our foundation as well, we had hosted holiday to-go meals for the VA, the Veterans Association here in Illinois. So I think we was able to feed 200 families or 200 meals. So that was pretty awesome too as well. My wife obviously spearheads most of the stuff for our foundation. I just want to kind of highlight those two things. Obviously, it's a great time in the holidays. Want to be able to try to do as much as possible. But again, thanks for the award, and it's very appreciated for sure.
Make you answer football questions.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. That's what I'm here for.
Kevin, what did the Pro Bowl honor mean to you this morning?
It means a lot. Obviously, whenever you're recognized for the season that I've had and our players had, it means a whole lot. Obviously, definitely wish we had a lot more guys in there. I think we had a lot more guys on this team that was deservingly and rightfully so should have got in. I.e. Nashawn Wright for sure. But at the end of the day, man, it's a huge honor. Obviously, it's my third one. I think I'm getting in every 4 years, so hopefully that buys me another 4 years in the league. But no, man, it's an honor, and just to be recognized from my peers, coaches, and obviously, the fans. Top 5 and overall votes was pretty crazy, and it was obviously incredible to see. But I'm honored for sure.
Kevin, and I say this respectfully, but does it mean more that you're doing it at this age, to get this honor?
Yeah, I think to be able to about to close in on a decade in this league, I don't take it for granted at all. And that's why I've always kind of said that, I just try to take this thing day by day and just be very appreciative of the position that I'm in to be playing, regardless of, obviously to be doing it at a high level means a lot more. But, man, I'm just having a lot of fun. And I think that's what it's all about, having a lot of fun, doing what I do with this team, my teammates and this coaching staff is awesome. And at the end of the day, man, anytime you're winning a lot of games, you get recognized for it. So, like I said, it definitely means a lot.
Maybe you've had seasons that you consider Pro Bowl worthy yourself that didn't get the honor.
Right.
What message do you give to Nashawn, knowing that he's probably feeling a little bit jilted here?
Well, no, I already talked to him. I told him in my opinion, I think he has a first-team All-Pro honor on the way. And, my first year or my second year in the league, when I went first team All Pro, I was a second alternate. So I talked to him about it. Like, I've been in your position. I've had years where I thought I should have got in, and other guys got in. And I'm not necessarily saying those guys didn't have good years, but he has a first team All Pro, and that's on the way. And in my opinion, that's honestly more important to me. Or important to him for sure. So no, he's had a great year, and I don't think he's disappointed. But at the end of the day, man, we have bigger and better things that we can still accomplish, and that's what we're kind of focused on.
Do you
Everyone's
think-
talking about how the 49ers are built a little unusually in that their running back and their tight end are the focus. What sort of discussions happen on your position? What about all the guys?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the 49ers overall, and you talk about Kyle Shanahan and that offense and that system, the amount of versatility that they have with all those guys. When you talk about Christian McCaffrey, been one of the best running backs in this league, running the ball, and obviously I think he's more dangerous out of the backfield being a receiver. George Kittle being one of the most versatile tight ends in the league, blocking, catching, doing all those good things. And then obviously Kyle Juszczyk, he's a fullback, but I mean, they use him a lot of different ways as a tight end, good receiver. And then obviously the scheme that they have, I mean, they're going to motion on every single play. They're going to do stuff that's going to make the defense or force the defense to communicate, trying to get guys out of position. So got a lot of respect for Kyle Shanahan and what he's done this year with that team and all the injuries that they had, whether it's on offense or defense. So this is going to be a huge challenge for us. And I've said this before, the more you win games, the bigger the next game is. So obviously we just got a huge win in Green Bay on Saturday night, but this game is even bigger because this is a team that's already clinched the playoffs, and this would be another time to be able to measure up to a team like that on the road. In my opinion, it's probably going to be a hostile environment. Obviously, it's going to be on Sunday night prime time, so another playoff game, in my opinion.
Kevin, do you like the way that this season has been constructed in terms of developing a championship culture in the Bears with some of the more intense games toward the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the way the schedule's kind of lined up. I said from the beginning that, Chicago got the right coach, got the right coaching staff here. At the end of the day, like, we clinched the playoffs. Obviously that's good. We talk about, like, this good, better, best stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's good that we've clinched the playoffs, right? But, like, the better is winning the division. So, obviously, we need to get another win to be able to clinch that. And then, obviously, we got the 1 seed, which would be, like, slightly better. You know what I mean? But the best is to try to go win the Super Bowl. And so that's what we're focused on every single day. Continually trying to get better, keep sharpening the sword because, like you said, we have, in my opinion, 2 more playoff games before the playoffs actually start. You know what I mean? So we know what's right ahead of us. So we're not getting complacent with what we've done so far. We're just going to continue to prove ourselves right in who we are as a team and try to keep stacking wins.
Are you considering starting your own merch line with good, better, slightly better, best?
I might need to. We might need to drop that T-shirt line. But like I said, just buying into the culture and buying into what Ben's been preaching. I spoke about this, when he first did the good, better, best deal. I think that was the Bills game in the preseason. It was kind of like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I won't say it was corny, but it was kind of like, I don't really know. But when you continuously say the message, you continue to actually understand what it says and what he means when he's saying it. It's basically just never let it rest. You know what I mean? Like, always continue to strive for more and better until you get to your best. And that's what we've been doing all year.
When you look at the,
What's been the most fun part of this whole run this season?
Winning. That's 100% the most funnest part. Winning, but doing it with the guys. The camaraderie, even the adversity. I think just the way we've been winning. You know what I mean? All the comeback wins. We talk about, they talking about us being the cardiac bears, and DJ's been saying it like how it's taking years off his life. I mean, it's the great thing about this sport. You know what I mean? It's like it's not over until it's over. So you just appreciate these type of years because, you just never know when you're gonna get 11 wins. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've gotten 11 wins maybe 1 other time, 2 other times or something like that, but they don't happen that often. So just for the guys on this team that maybe have never had 11 wins or something like that, it's like this is a special time, and we got to continue to take advantage of this opportunity because you just never know when you might get another one.
Kevin, in Tennessee, you guys had the really good run. You were 9-7, I believe, in the regular
Yeah,
season.
2019.
And how, once you get in the playoffs, does it just feel like everything is wide open, whether you're 7 seed, 1 seed, whatever?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I've learned that year is that, teams that get hot later in the year can make a run. You know what I mean? Like, we was a wild card team. I think went to New England, beat Tom in his last game in New England, then went on the road to Baltimore and beat them. They was the 1 seed that year. So it's all about getting hot at the right time. And obviously, we've been playing really good ball. And same thing with the 49ers. Like, I think they won 5 straight. So it's really all about continuously getting better and not resting on what we've done. It's all about what we're attempting to do and trying to do. And also, every week is going to be different. Everybody's going to have a different scheme. It's kind of just understanding which every week kind of entails, and just trying to execute the game plan as best as we can.
Kevin, looking back at your
Do you feel like the defense is getting hot at the right time, at least getting healthy, but do you think things are kind of on the upswing there?
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's a lot of things we can get better at, though. You look at the game on Saturday night, I think the saving grace, I would say, and we kind of knew this going to the game, that Green Bay was going to move the ball. They moved the ball in everybody they've played, but we was going to have to force field goals in the red zone, and they were over 5 in the red zone. So even though they was able to draw the ball, we forced them to kick field goals, so we got turnovers, and that was huge. But like I said, there's still a lot of things we can get better at, and that's what we're going to continue to focus on. This team that we're about to play, I think they haven't punted since like November. You know what I mean? So we understand what type of high-powered offense we're going against. They're probably executing at the highest level or better than anybody in the league right now. So this is going to be another opportunity for us to show that we are getting better and getting better. But we are playing good football, but we're definitely not at that point we could say we're just completely dominant. I think we're just understanding what every week is going to be and executing the keys to victory every single week.
given of the 6 picks you've had this season, is there one that you look back and think that's the most impactful or most personally satisfying for your own reasons?
I mean, I would say the pick I had in Philly was probably the more special one, just because obviously I'm from Philly. Jalen Hurts haven't really turned the ball over a lot, at least up until that point. And just the range I was able to show to go get it. I think that was probably the most special. But I mean, I would say all of them are impactful. You know what I mean? Anytime you can get turnovers, they're impactful. But just for me personally, I think that was probably my favorite one this year.
One question on the good guy award. You obviously took a different path to the NFL, and I'm sure the stage and the media presence wasn't as big in college. When did you take this part of the gig seriously and understand what it was?
I mean, I think since day one, like I said, I just try to be authentically myself every single day. Like I said, just trying to be a good person, not trying to play politics when it comes to me. You know what I'm saying? I really just try to be a good guy, be available. Because at the end of the day, it's a human aspect in this business. You know what I mean? Like, I understand, like, the NFL is transactional, da-da-da-da-da, but at the end of the day, you're dealing with people every single day. And I also understand that you guys have a job. Rather if it's, like, times that it's negative or not, you know what I'm saying, you still have, a boss that you may have to report to, and we got to get this story, got to ask this question. So, like I said, I just try to be available when I can, and like I said, understand that we all have a job to do, myself included as well. So I just try to do that every single day, and like I said, be the same person every single day. Say it again?
How did you learn to do that?
I would love to say that my mother raised me very well. I think she was always a person that just taught me about morals. Good character will carry you longer and carry you further than maybe my talent will ever do. You know what I mean? And also just respect people. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been taught that, like, the same people you're going to see on the way up, you're going to see on the way down. You know what I mean? So it's like, no matter if it's a CEO or a janitor, you know what I mean? Treat everybody the same. Treat everybody with the same level of respect. And that's what I try to do, because at the end of the day, we're all human, and we all make mistakes. We all are imperfect, whatever it may be. I just try to, like I said, treat everybody the same and treat everybody with the utmost respect, because, like I said, that's just how I was raised. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.